Hey everybody, it's April Henry back again. Have I mentioned how much I hate Facebook Live? I do not understand stream keys. I don't get how it works. And I feel like an idiot every day as I frantically tap different things and somehow magically I finally get it to work. Anyway, welcome to my 27th Facebook Live. You can watch all my previous ones on my website, aprilhenry.com, or on my YouTube channel, which is also called April Henry. My plan is to do this every weekday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time until I run out of topics. I have run out of interesting shirts to wear. This is another Jiu-Jitsu rash card, but I'm going to start mentioning interesting books. So here's a book that I loved so much that I was actually depressed when I finished it. It's the start of a trilogy, and when I finished it, it was like a year to go until you got the next book. But I loved Ashes by Ilsa Ilsa Bick, and I actually wrote down some of the phrases that she used because I thought her writing was so excellent, so amazing. So that's my little plug for today. Also, I was going through some old letters that my mom wrote me, and I found something that I felt really spoke to me today. She was talking about panic attacks. It's something I've had problems with, my mom had problems with, but I think that the rules she gave me apply to this situation we are in now. So her rules were one, uh, truth, exactly, uncolored by fear. Once you ascertain what it is, ignore the fear. Go right through the center, no matter what unruly thoughts you may have. Sooner or later, emotions will fall into line. Guaranteed, work only with facts, not feelings. Two, don't put a ceiling on your problems, i.e., if one more thing happens, then I am going to go bonkers, because it will. Then what? Three, decide what is healthy fear and what is not. Vow to yourself not to avoid doing something the fear is not a reasonable one. Fear of hang gliding is reasonable, fear of public speaking is not. Four, learn to relax. It's okay to fail. No one holds you to those high standards but you. Learn to be kind to yourself. Learn that you are perfect as you are. Learn to smile at your image in the mirror. Five, cultivate joy. Look for beauty. Rejoice in the taste of life. So those were my mom's pieces of advice back when I was dealing with panic attacks, but don't they apply to this situation we're in now with COVID-19? Anyway, today I'm going to talk about getting characters to talk. If you're writing a mystery, you need to get people to talk. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is ideas for series plots. If you're writing a mystery, often it's going to be a series. So um, tomorrow and Thursday, I'm going to be talking about how to turn up the tension in any book, whether it's a mystery or not. So here are some ideas to get characters to talk, and these work in real life too. These are things that the cops do all the time. One is an incentive, offer a reward. Criminal cases are often settled by plea bargains in which a less guilty party agrees to tell on the more guilty party in exchange for less or no prison time. In fact, if you've watched the new HBO movie Bad Education, you'll see one of the characters doing that. Two is appeal to a sense of morality, the importance of doing what's right, the heavy burden of secrets. So cops will often use that when they're interrogating somebody to kind of say, let's get it off your chest. Three is to minimize what the person has done. You know, everybody has those kinds of thoughts, and what you did was only human. And that leads to, you can tell me what happened and I won't judge you. Four is to shift the blame. Blame the victim. She was asking for it. You emphasize that the defendant really had no choice. And five, bluff. Act as if you know something that you really don't know. I know somebody who once told a robbery suspect that he had sent the mask the robber wore to the lab and he'd been able to get a, quote, face print off of it, which was not true. Cops are allowed to lie. I don't know if you guys know that, but these are things that not only you could use if you have a character who's a policeman, but also if you just have a person who is sleuthing on their own. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was picking your plot. If you have a book, a mystery that seems to set itself up well for future mysteries, um, a editor who's interested in it may ask you for at least a few paragraphs outlining ideas about future books. So here are some future plot ideas. One is just job related. Plots arise from your main character's job or hobby. So I had a friend who was writing a series of books about a wedding planner. So weddings are fraught with emotions, and she looked at different things that could happen at a wedding. Um, Another thing that mystery people who write series do all the time is they take it on the road. They go on a vacation or a job related trip, and it gives your character a chance to work in new settings and to give you new characters. Um, Another idea would be to change the romantic status of your character. A new relationship or a broken off relationship is going to give you, again, an opportunity to bring new emotions and new characters into play. Have a book where things aren't what they seem. The killer is known, but the motivation is not what it seems. Uh, Locked room mysteries or island mysteries or set on a train mysteries. Everybody likes those kind of stories. I'm working on one right now where the people are all trapped together in a blizzard and one by one they die. Another type of plot is the stop me before I kill again. Any kind of ticking clock plot naturally turns up the heat. So you give the characters a deadline in which after which everything is going to be terrible. The second chance plot is where the main character has to confront their own weaknesses or other echoes from things that have happened in their past. And she didn't do it kind of plot is you have a friend or a relative, your main character has a friend or a relative, or they themselves have become under suspicion as the guilty party and they're innocent. And the main character has to prove that to the authorities. A plot where you can't go to the authorities. They're corrupt. They won't understand. If you go, the hostage will be killed. So your main character still has to solve the crime, but do it by themselves. And the final type of plot idea is working with the authorities. Because of their expertise in a field related to the case, the police must come to them and ask for their assistance. So those are my ideas for getting characters to talk and for having a bunch of different ideas if you're working on a series mystery. Tomorrow and Thursday, I'm going to be talking about how to turn up the tension in any book, not just mysteries and thrillers. So that's it for today. Don't forget to take my mom's advice and cultivate joy. Try and find something to be joyful about today. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.